Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Patty.
Can you tell me about CELPIP Speaking Task 3?
Sure. What I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to give you kind of an overview. We'll talk a little bit about how to do the introduction and the conclusion, because those are kind of a little bit standard. And then over here on the left, there are a few expressions that you're going to be using in task 3. So as you know, if you're familiar with the CELPIP test, task 3 is describing a picture, and you're given a picture like this. Okay, this is just my own diagram to give you an idea of areas, but you're given a picture and you have to describe what's going on. So let's get right to the introduction. So in the introduction you have two things that you have to do. First, you have to give the general idea of the picture. So for example, if you get a picture of a park with lots of people doing many different things, this is a very common kind of picture or scene. So if you begin by saying, this looks like a busy park, or this is a busy park, then the person who's listening to you can get that image in their mind. And then you're going to tell them what it is you're going to do. So you'll say something like this. It doesn't have to be exact. You can change it a little bit. Let me describe some of the people and things that are happening. Okay? And again, we'll go into some more details with some extra things that you can do in a future video. And then let's jump ahead to the conclusion. In the conclusion, you want to let the person know that what you've described is not everything. They're not asking you to describe everything in the picture, just some of the things that are happening. So at the end, you can give a little conclusion, similar to A or B. A, there are more things I could describe, but I'm sure you get the picture. And that's a little bit of a play on words with the word picture. And then B, I haven't described everything I see, but I hope you get the gist. And gist means the general idea about something. And this is a word that we're going to use in later CELPIP videos about the test. And what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to go into more detail about the body, because in the body there are 3 different strategies. And if you have gone out and purchased the Test Expert book, Speaking Practice for CELPIP by Christian Lee, then you will get to see a lot of detail about these strategies. But essentially there are 3 different ways that you can talk about this picture that you see. You can go from left to right, which means you start on the left and you go to the center and then over to the right. You can also go from top to bottom. So beginning up here in this part of the picture and working your way down. Or you can go foreground to background, and that means there are things that are happening in this part of the picture, and then kind of behind, right, as we see it, there are other things, and you can go from foreground to background, or sometimes background to foreground. So again, this is a general idea of what to do in task 3. We're going to go into more detail about the body in the next video. And then over here, I just want to bring your attention to some of the expressions that you're going to use. And I'll post pictures of these on my blog so that you can see them a little bit more clearly. But for example, when you're describing area, you can say in the top or in the bottom left or right. Okay, so the top left, top right, bottom right. You can just say on the left or on the right, and of course in the middle or center. When we're talking about something that's in the foreground and background, This is exactly what we say in the foreground or in the background. And then we have a whole list of other expressions that you can use. And again, we'll go through some more of these when we do the body next video.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a great day. Good luck on the CELPIP.
You too.